packaging is water. Now, Australia is one of the very few countries where tap water is supposed to be free. Like, tap water is a drinking water, but it's free. And once it goes into the bottle, it's $2. That is a perfect example of packaging. That's how you make branding. Okay. And then you make it 100% natural. Of course, the water is natural. But if you write 100% natural, 50 cents more, it makes $2.50. If you if you make it spring water, maybe $4. So that is the power of packaging that we are talking about. Now about me, my name is Gaurav Jalan. I founded this company in 2002, and it's been 21 years I've been working in this industry very closely. Amazon was launched in India in 2010, and we were fortunate enough to work with Amazon as the first supplier of Amazon in India, to be helping them with the packaging that is suitable for the culture of India and the environment of India. So that's how the journey goes on. And I would like to say that for a good brand image, packaging is very, very important. Okay, let me give you an idea. You flaunt your Mercedes, you flaunt your big house. Why don't you flaunt your sustainable packaging? You should be flaunting your sustainable packaging, in which you flaunt that you care about the environment. That's how it should be working. Now, the human body, when the human body does not live anymore, it goes back into the environment, it goes back into the planet Earth. So we should always be using material that goes back into the Earth. So for that, we should be strictly using either recycled material or recyclable material. And if we use both, then that is the best. I would strongly suggest to use things made of paper, so that we are almost 100% sure that we are using sustainable material for the packaging, and that would actually help a lot in building our brand. I will give you a very classic example. If there is a customer who is having a choice of choosing two products on a shelf, both the products are having same price and same properties and same kind of products, but on one product the packaging is sustainable, then definitely the customer would pick the first product that is sustainable, because in that case they are able to help the environment as well. So you definitely have a better edge if you choose the better packaging, which is sustainable and which is helping the earth. Now, since the mankind, there has been more than 8 billion tons of plastic used, and around 90% of that is still in earth. We could not recycle it. Only 10% of plastic could be recycled, and more than 90% of plastic is still around us, somewhere in water or somewhere else. There is a possibility that the first cell phone that you used maybe 15 years back or 18 years back, that is still lying somewhere in the earth, and this is what is causing the problem with the animal in the sea and everywhere else, and this is what we have to take care. And for that, the government of all over the world is taking steps to not use single-use plastics. For example, straw. The straw is used and thrown, and then that can be eaten by an animal or something like that. So we have to strictly ban using single-use plastic, and we should substitute plastic with the paper or the other kind of raw material. For example, compostable material, biodegradable bags. These are the good substitutes of plastic, which are made of vegetables, fruits, and all the natural material that goes back to the earth, and that behaves like plastic, but those are not actually plastic. Now, we can also use the glass, metal, and paper for sure. Another example of using a better packaging is using a very minimalistic packaging. For example, you would have seen sometime that you have ordered a very small thing, but it has come into a very big box, and you are wondering why is it happening? Because this is wastage of resources. So minimalistic packaging is also a way we should be using as small as the product is for the packaging. Number one, to avoid the wastage. Number two, to avoid paying the larger fees to the logistic companies. And number three, to use less material. That means consuming less and sustainable for sure. And then we are talking about the carbon footprints. So this definitely helps in reducing the carbon footprints as well. And we have to increase the consumer awareness for the same. And when we talk about the packaging, it also has to do with responsible packaging. As a consumer, we have to be responsible enough to buy only those products which are made of good earth-friendly packaging, which are good for environment. And as a seller also, we should be promoting only those products which are environment friendly. And we should be having a brand image which promotes environment as much as we can. Now, this is about my company. This is just a small introduction which I already told you. And okay, so this is biodegradable packaging peanuts. We remember having some fillers in the packaging which used to be in plastic, but now we have started using the biodegradable packaging peanuts. Now these peanuts are made of vegetables, and these are air peanuts. These are perfect example to be using to use as a filler for the product. Okay. The next we see is recycled cardboard and paper. Now this is a perfect example of a recycled and recyclable packaging. The paper always goes into the paper mills, recycles, gets another paper made, and then we can make packaging again. So fortunately, paper and cardboard are some of the most recyclable resources available. To make sure your packaging is as eco-friendly as possible, try to source post-consumer or post-individual recycled paper and cardboard. Compostable packaging, which I was just talking about. So these compostable packaging are made of vegetable. These are plant-based material like corn, sugarcane, bamboo. Now these material are made of the plant, so they goes back to the earth, but they behave like plastic. So you do not need plastic anymore if you can source this kind of material, this kind of raw material for your packaging. Craft paper. Now craft paper is made of, it's a virgin paper which is made of pulp, but the best part is it can be recycled, it goes to the paper mills, and then it is recycled, and it helps in making boxes, the corrugated boxes, mono cartons, and all that kind of stuff. I think the remote is not working. This side? Okay. Okay. So here we see cornstarch packaging. This is again made of corn or maize plant. It has plastic-like qualities. As you can see, it looks like plastic, but it's not plastic. So very intelligently, you can make the decision of using the perfect raw material. You have to talk to your vendor for these kind of options. Definitely, these options are available, and these are not expensive. These can be around the same price as the usual packaging, but your vendor should be able to use that. Okay, we all have seen in our childhood that we have used bubble wraps by, tickling the bubbles and making a toy out of it. But those are plastic, so this is a new concept that has come up in the e-commerce industry. This is called corrugated bubble wrap. This is made of paper, recycled paper, and this works as perfectly as the traditional plastic bubble. And this is a perfect cushioning material. This gives enough cushion to save your e-commerce shipments. So that's about the packaging options. I would like to tell you that no matter what you sell on Amazon or anywhere, packaging is something you have to consider, and this is the only way you can create your own branding. Any question and answers, you can ask me. I'm here. Please. You mean okay, the sample of? Cornstarch? So, okay, so I don't have the sample of that yet, but I will show you some samples. Okay, this is a perfect example. You guys have mostly seen the tapes made in plastic. Now this is a tape which is made in paper. So we strictly motivate you to use paper-based tapes. These are as good as the plastic tapes, and you can have your own branding on it, like your brand, your Shopify brand, your Amazon brand, or whatever you have. This opens like this, and it's a very good solution for the good quality of tape, which is not affecting the environment as well. We talk about the cylindrical boxes. This is a very good example of a box which is not plastic, it is made of paper, it is as hard as plastic. And we open like this, and anything which is in cylindrical shape, for example, perfume or any kind of handicrafts that you may buy from Muradabad or anywhere in the world, it goes perfectly in this, and your brand name comes like this. And any kind of size is welcome, and any kind of branding is welcome in this. We talk about the gift packaging. This is a very good example of a gift packaging. This is a premium packaging. We open like this. It has a magnet which closes it like this. We open it like this, and then here we go. This gives a very good user experience with your products exactly fits the compartment inside. So this is customized based on the products that you are shipping. We talk about the mono cartons. It's a sliding mono carton in which you may keep the tube or any kind of small product, and it gives a very good user experience. We can, some people also call it the matchbox style box. It goes like this. Finally, many people I have seen since last 3-4 years, there are companies who are preferring to go organic. So this kind of packaging is very popular, in which we are using the neutral color, that is the brown color. There is no printing on this. This is the recycled paper, which is original paper. Only the branding is printed on it. So this may give a very good user experience in which your box looks like organic packaging without even writing anything on it. So these are a few of the examples that I am able to give you. And
what is minimum quantity of tape?
So that's a very good question, that what is the minimum order quantity the guy asked. The minimum, we are very startup friendly. We do not usually keep very high minimum order quantity. We promote startups. For example, I would give you a very classic example. When a company like Lenskart started in India back in 2011, they requested only 50 boxes from us. We gave them 50 boxes, and now those 50 boxes has converted into 1 million boxes per month, and we are the sole vendor for Lenskart. So, talking about the tapes, that's your question, we can give you as less as 10 tapes if it's not branded, but if you want your own printing, then 100 tapes, that's it. Yeah.
Gaurav, the tape you showed is paper tape. Is these still strong?
Oh, it's stronger than plastic. It's stronger than plastic. I'm 100% sure about it. The plastic tape has 15 microns of adhesive. In this one, we use 25 microns of adhesive, and it's practically very, very strong. And now, I'm happy to say that since last 2 years, Amazon has shifted completely to this tape. They are not using plastic tapes anymore in Indian market.
And so, if I wanted to put my brand in London,
yeah.
Non-toxic inks I can use?
Non-toxic inks for sure. Non-toxic ink for sure. When we talk about sustainable packaging, we have to make sure that every inch, every part of it is is sustainable. We also make sure that we are not using the stitching wire, the stitched pins in the boxes. We are using the glue on the corner, because the pins are not so friendly, and that may hurt the kids as well. So we have to make the boxes which have smooth edges and are stick with the adhesive and not the pins.
I always like the idea with boxes when it's a product. When we ship it, we don't pay for the air, fresh air.
Yeah.
No loose.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. So the best idea is the product should not be moving. When you're shipping your product, if it moves, it tends to get damaged in the shipping. In the e-commerce market, the biggest challenge is to ship the product without getting it damaged, because the written shipments are the most expensive part of the business model of e-commerce. When your most of the shipments are coming back because of this reason, that the shipment, your product is broken, then that is a shame, because this is something we could have avoided. So when we design packaging, we have to make sure that the product is not moving inside. Either we have to have the fixed size, or we use the fillers good enough to not to move the product inside.
So for instance, like Gaurav is a little bit glass to the products. A lot of people love to buy glass products. The cylindrical solution that you showed, would that be selected glass type product, or that be the packaging solution?
Okay, so your question is how to ship a glass product in an e-commerce. Yeah. So that's been a big challenge to us as well, because a lot of companies want to ship glass products, but they have to be very careful. So yes, this cylindrical this cylindrical box can be a good example, good product for that. But this cannot be used as the only product. Some fillers has to be used. For example, you must use the wraps that I just showed, the paper wraps. It has to be surrounded with the paper wraps and some fillers in order to give cushioning on the way, because you do not have the control on the people who are handling the shipment on the way. They can throw your shipment, they can do anything with it. So you have, another thing I would like to say, you always have to do the drop test of your shipment by the height of 8 to 10 feet. You throw it and you test that it should not be broken. So the best part for the glass kind of shipment is using the wraps and the fillers, which gives cushioning so that even if it is thrown, it does not affect the material. So yes, it can be done very easily. Okay, so your question is related to the sampling. So I'm happy to say that we motivate people to get the packaging done only after the sampling. And with sampling, I do not appreciate giving only the dimensions, because taking the dimension may get the wrong result, because if a person A is taking the dimension, it would be a little different from person B. So to avoid the mistake, we always motivate people to send us their final product to us, so that our R&D team work on that product, and they are able to give you the perfect solution, so that the product does not move in the shipment at all. So the practical sampling is a perfect way for that. So from all over the world, we receive the sample of their product, we pack it, we make the sample, and then we ship it back to them. So it also gives them a practical approach, that when they receive the sample in their own product, they see, okay, the product is safe now because it has already traveled so many kilometers.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Gaurav. And you just mentioned that Lenskart started small and now they're sourcing millions. Well, because Bahar is going to start small and he's going to be your $1 million customer too. All right, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
So it's time for lunch now, but did you have something you want?